A crazy hypothetical reminded me that blackberries are absurdly healthy. I wondered, what would my nutrient intake look like if all I ate were 2,000 calories of blackberries in a day? Surprisingly quite good, but obviously not perfect. So what is the optimal intake of berries? What makes them so healthy? And can you eat too many? Well, let's get into it. A study funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation back in 2013 found diet to be the leading risk factor for both death and disability, worse than smoking or being overweight. Our diets suck. And one of the top risks identified within that dietary category were diets low in fruit. Of the fruit family, berries are the superstars. So what makes them so healthy? They're some of the lowest sugar fruits while containing some of the most nutrients. This means that their nutrient density or nutrient per calorie is off the charts. And I found this out by putting 2,000 calories worth of blackberries into my daily food diary. That's 32 cups of blackberries. Good luck eating all those in a day. But this thought experiment showed me how many of my nutrient requirements would be met by consuming one food alone. My vitamins and minerals were exceptional, but even the fats and proteins weren't insignificant. Now, obviously, I wouldn't only eat blackberries every day because it would cause nutritional deficiencies. Sure, protein is almost met, but if you look at the essential amino acids that make up the protein, there would be deficiencies. And while blackberries are extremely high in fiber, you're only consuming one type of fiber, so the diversity in the fiber type molecules is quite low. But this illustration was still impactful for me. Berries have a very robust nutrient profile. This is partially due to flavonoids that provide berries with their vibrant colors. These flavonoids provide antioxidant properties too that make them 10 times more antioxidant rich than other fruits. Apples and bananas are the most commonly consumed foods within the United States, but they only contain about 0.4 millimoles of antioxidants per 100 grams. That's almost nothing compared to blackberries, which have 4.13 millimoles. And if you're looking for the most antioxidants, you would find those in Indian gooseberries or amla berries. My dad likes to sprinkle powdered amla berry onto his fruit bowl in the morning. Pretty bitter, but pretty good. So what's the optimal intake of berries? Unfortunately, a question like this is just difficult to answer. I couldn't find any studies that pinpoint it, but I think we can get some clues by looking at optimal fruit and vegetable consumption as a whole and then going from there. For example, a meta-analysis of 26 prospective cohort studies documented the highest risk reduction in mortality were 2 servings of fruit and 3 servings of vegetable per day. They also stated that we cannot entirely rule out the possibility of some modest benefits above 5 servings of fruit and vegetable intake per day, although the results for intake above 5 servings per day may be less robust. Therefore, based on this study and many others that I looked at, it seems that 2 servings of fruit a day is the minimum to start at. And of that, at least one of them should be berries. And to get the most benefits, eat a variety of berries. Typically, I'll consume a serving of strawberries and blueberries for breakfast, and then another serving of either raspberries or blackberries for lunch. That puts me at 3 servings of blackberries per day. The only problem that I could find with consuming too many berries is just that it crowds out room in the diet for other healthy food groups. For example, if you're consuming that many berries, you're not going to have as much room to add in beans, whole grains, vegetables, nuts, seeds, mushrooms, and a lot of other healthy food groups. But with my high physical activity level and caloric intake hovering around 3,000 calories, this isn't too much of an issue for me. Finally, here's some quick tips for optimal berry consumption. So strawberries continually top the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen for highest pesticide produce. Raspberries and blueberries aren't much better, so if possible, buying organic is going to be key. Unfortunately, this raises the cost of an already expensive food group. So to combat that, I like to buy frozen berries. Frozen berries are cheaper, picked at peak ripeness, and last longer. I'll typically have frozen blueberries and strawberries for my morning smoothie and oatmeal, and then I'll get fresh berries for my lunch. But in both situations, I do buy organic whenever available. And I also tried fresh cranberries recently, and they were extremely bitter. Now, this is a good sign of their high antioxidant concentration, but a bad sign for my tongue that was numb on the side I was shooting the berries on for like a week. I thought I was toughing it out, but even now, like the side of my tongue is still tender and a little numb. Now, I did eat a lot of berries, and they were extremely bitter, but I'm not really sure if this is typical or not. So here are my final thoughts. Americans aren't consuming enough fruit. Why not start with the superstars of the fruit category, berries? They're very low in sugar while being high in nutrient density. Whole blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, or raspberries are a staple in my diet every day. And while I may skip on the cranberries for a bit, this is my latest habit for health excellence. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. If you're interested in more habits for health excellence, feel free to sign up for my weekly newsletter. I include tips like these, along with the most important things that I've read, watched, or listened to within the past week, all in one small, simple, short, right to the point weekly newsletter. So if you're interested in that, link down in the description. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.